still with me?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That is the epitome, or I would probably say the thesis behind this game, Ghost of Yotei. Ghost of Yotei was one of my most anticipated games of 2025, and playing this game exceeds all expectations that I had for the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima was a game that came out back in 2020, and that was my personal game of the year back at that time. And Ghost of Yotei took everything that Ghost of Tsushima did and did it better. In a story about revenge and retribution with our main character Atsu in Ghost of Yotei, this story feels much more personal than the story of Jin Sakai back in Ghost of Tsushima. Not saying that Ghost of Tsushima's story was bad. No, not at all. But Ghost of Tsushima's story was definitely more about the code of the samurai and figure out what that code means, where this Ghost of Yotei is a much more personal story about Atsu herself. Along with the story, the combat in this game has been upgraded so much. You get different weapons and different long-range weapons and different throwables and different ways you can deal with combat and dealing with enemies that in Ghost of Tsushima was good, but you have added more to the arsenal of the main character in Ghost of Yotei. And the world feels lived in and vibrant and so easy to get lost without feeling like a checklist. And yes, even though in this game is another story about revenge and loss, similar to a game that we've already got this year, I'm looking at you, Assassin's Creed Shadows. The combat of this game is so much fun and so intricate and complicated, but yet also simple. Again, this game does, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That is the epitome of what this game is. I love the Ghost franchise. I love Ghost of Tsushima. That was my favorite game to come out back in 2020. Does its sequel, Ghost of Yotei, live up to the expectations that we have for it? I'm Brett J. Rasmussen, and this is the Brotherhood of Geeks review of Ghost of Yotei. Yeah! Before we continue the review, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and also press the like button so that way it helps us out here on YouTube and everywhere else. And also follow us at all of our social media, which is down in the description below, and also press the bell icon. That way, whenever we put up a video, you know we put up a video. So again, do all of that kind of fun stuff. And with that being said, on to the review!
Who are you? Little wolf. I thought we killed your whole family. But here you are. The swordsmith's daughter.
My name is Atsu.
The story of Ghost of Yotei takes place 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima in 1603 during the Edo period of Japan. Now, this story of Ghost of Yotei is a story of revenge. In this story, Atsu, our main character, seeks out revenge against the Yotei Six, a group of samurai who, during her childhood, killed her family, and she is the lone survivor, spending the next 16 years into the present day of the game, preparing herself to get revenge on the Yotei Six for killing her family. Now, this isn't the only story about revenge that we have gotten this year. Assassin's Creed Shadows. And yes, while both Ghost of Yotei and Assassin's Creed Shadows both are about a story of revenge, our protagonists are seeking revenge on a group of antagonists who killed their family. This one is a bit different, and I personally like this one more. Ghost of Yotei, that is. The story of Ghost of Yotei is a much more personal story. In the beginning of the game, you, as Atsu, write down each member of the Yotei Six on a sash. This sash right here. Each name on the sash is a member of the Yotei Six, pretty much creating a hit list for her to hunt after. And as you go throughout the game, she marks down each one on her sash. Now, without spoiling anything, one of the best parts about this game is that there's a twist or two in this game that made my jaw drop. And the reason that is because of how personal this story is, and it does a good job of putting us into Atsu's shoes. The game does a great job making us feel the rage and contempt that Atsu has towards the Yotei Six as you go about killing each one. And it does a really good job of making it feel personal. You understand why she wants to go after each one and all the twists and turns that the story brings you. And the best part about it, narrative-wise, is when you get to the final boss fight, it culminizes everything that the game has took you through and brings you through, and it does callbacks, and it really brings the entire story of Ghost of Yotei together in this boss fight, and it feels so satisfying and also bittersweet when you fight this boss. The game does a great job of pacing and getting you through each part, and the best part about this is that you can take your time narratively in this game. That's one of the best parts about it. You can pretty much go about the narrative as fast as you want or as slow as you want, and that is awesome. Now let's talk about the combat. Probably the best part of this game is the gameplay and combat system that Ghost of Yotei takes us through. This game is the perfect example of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It pretty much takes all of the combat that we had from Ghost of Tsushima and pretty much implements it all back into this game. The combat feels so much better and feels much more gratifying, which in this game, it's different types of weapons compared to Ghost of Tsushima, which had different sword stances. Each weapon has a different pro and con depending on the enemy that you're fighting. When you get each weapon, you have to learn how to use each one from a master, and the game does a great job of showing that. For example, when you get the dual katana, you meet the master, and the master forces you to do it in the left hand. So when you're doing the bamboo strikes, which is a collectible in the game, you have to do it all on the left side of the DualSense. And at first, it's all weird button prompts, and it's so hard to do. But as the story continues in this part, as you learn to get better with the dual katana, you do the bamboo strike, and it's easy to do. Very easy to do. It does a good job of having Atsu learn the different weapon types in the game. Also, this game does a really good job of improving stealth. I remember playing Ghost of Tsushima where really all I wanted to do was just get into standoffs and fight against enemies and didn't really need to do a lot of the stealth, and there wasn't really a lot of stealth or good stealth-based combat. Not saying you couldn't use stealth in Tsushima, but I would say compared to Tsushima and Yotei does a much better job with it. Stealth has been improved, and with the weapon that is the Kusarigama.
Well, took you long enough.
It's this weapon that has a hook on its side and has a chain on the back end, and pretty much you can stealth kill enemies from afar, and it's so fun to just be stealthy in this game. I remember talking to some of my friends about this game while I was playing through it, and they were like, I'm gonna go after the area where the stealth is because I want to be stealthy in the game. And there are so many ways that you can go about stealth and combat in it. You also have the Yotei, which is this big spear that you can use, and you can use it to kick back enemies. You have the dual katana, which is my favorite weapon, as I have said, and it does a good job of making every weapon feel important. You have the longsword, the Odachi, which you can use against brutes. You also get guns in this game, and you get a pistol that you can use to in standoffs shoot people down, or as a longer range weapons you get different bows, long bows, heavy bows. You even get a long gun, pretty much a rifle, to use in the game. There are multiple different things that you can use at Atsu's arsenal. I just love how many different weapons and different ways you can go about killing different enemies in Ghost of Yotei. In order to progress and level up Atsu, it's not about killing enemies and getting experience points. You need to go to altars, and at those altars you get points, you get perks that then you can move and put into different parts of different skill trees to level up Atsu. By the time you max out a weapon, you feel so powerful, and you feel like you have mastered the weapon too. And as I said, this game brings back the standoff mechanic, which is one of my favorite things to do. And the cool part is that in this game, you actually have a companion with you, which is a wolf. So when you get into a standoff, if you upgrade the wolf tree, your skill set in the wolf tree, when you get into a standoff, for example, you can actually summon the wolf and continue fighting with said wolf. There are so many different things that you can do in the game. The map in this game feels much more alive and big. It feels huge. You also can get map pieces that you can put to find different collectibles and different points and places on the map that you can overlay on top of the current map. Another cool thing about this game and in the gameplay is you have this thing called the shamisen. It's her musical instrument that you can use. You can learn songs throughout the game, and as you learn songs, you can use it to summon wolves. You can use it to find different collectibles, fox dens, wolf dens, the bamboo strikes, all the different things that are laid out in the game. And as you get different songs, you can find different collectibles, and I love that. And pretty much it brings back the wind as your waypoint. So it's not like you mark on a map and then you have this pointer that goes, oh, I'm gonna go this way and I'm gonna go that way and I'm gonna... No, you press up on the touchpad and you summon the wind, and the wind will take you to wherever destination that you have marked on your map, which is such a fun thing that makes you feel so invested in the world. So that way you're not just, where's the waypoint? Let me go ahead and look at the HUD and let me look at this. It allows you to focus on the world and allows you to kind of take it all in. And you have your horse, you can summon your horse, which is great. And you get to name the horse yourself, which is awesome. So it makes you have this connection to your mode of transportation, which is great. There are so many different things to do in this game. Like, you have different collectibles, you have different side quests, and as you go through different side quests, it all feels natural. You're not just, I'm gonna go do this one, and it doesn't feel like a checklist, which is a great thing about it. It feels lived in, it feels fun, the combat's fun. It's probably my favorite part about playing this game is fighting down tons of enemies in the camps, and fighting, having the standoffs, having the duels against certain enemies. You have bounties that you can collect, and so many different things that you can do. It feels so big, but yet so focused, and I love it.
No. is the heart of Ezo. That's what Father used to say.
Ghost of Yotei took everything that Ghost of Tsushima did, but did it better. This game is the epitome of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All this game does is take everything that Tsushima does and just layers on top of it, taking the best parts of Tsushima and making them better. The game opens up and you can absolutely lose yourself in the exploration, even before getting to the next enemy of the Yotei Six. Before you kill the second guy, the world feels so lived in. There have been many points in Ghost of Yotei where I'm gonna go, all right, I'm gonna go continue follow the golden path, but then this little bird shows up and I go, oh, little bird, where is he taking me? Oh, he's taking me this way. Go this way. Now he's taking me to collectible! To the collectible!
Archers, if you have the coin, I have what you need.
Keep moving.
Ooh, another side quest! To the side quest!
Dead wolves.
You get lost in this game, and it's a good kind of getting lost. One of the best things about this game is that I was pursuing different quests and the world would just pull me away from them. As I have said, Ghost of Yotei feels like it took everything that Ghost of Tsushima did, but simplified it, but also made it more complex. As I have said, you have different weapons that you can use. You can also throw different enemies. You can do different things. You also have loadouts that you can put into Ghost of Yotei. You can have different loadouts, so you can make an archer build, a Unreal build, a warrior build, like all these different ones that you can make, where in Ghost of Tsushima you didn't have that. And that's one of the big improvements that I love about Ghost of Yotei, is you can play in different styles and you can move to different loadouts to, depending on what you want to do, stealth build, that kind of stuff. And I love that. Also, each area of Ezo feels different to the others, and it is so gorgeous. When you have to go after the Oni, you go to this area that's like in the fall and there's like fire happening. When you have to go after the Kitsune, it's in the snow because she leads this group of shinobi ninjas, and so they hide in the snow and they come after you. Every area feels different. So in the big map that is Ezo, it feels lived in, and each part is so beautiful compared to the next and different. So you get these different play styles that is so much fun. And again, taking from Ghost of Tsushima, it still has the amazing sound design and art design that Ghost of Tsushima created and brings it into Ghost of Yotei. And because this is the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, it still has that samurai cinema feel, just like the Kurosawa films from way back in the day. You can even play the game in black and white and have subtitles, and the audio is in Japanese. It's so awesome. It's so great. And what I love about this is a little tweak that they did, what I really enjoyed, is that when you're on your horse in Ghost of Yotei, it feels cinematic. The camera just kind of pans in. It has the two black bars on the top and bottom, so it makes it feel cinematic. And when you're going through white flowers or pick up items or go through the river or find a herd of other horses, you run faster and it feels more cinematic and epic while you're riding on your horse. Erika Ishii, who voices our main character Atsu, I first saw her on Dropout's Dimension 20 in Game Changer.
And a clicker from The Last of Us, it's Erika Ishii. I don't like it. They're all here too.
And she does a phenomenal job of portraying Atsu and making us feel the way that she does and feel her rage and contentment, but also the sorrow and sadness, but also the few happy moments that she also gets in this game. And we get to experience this journey with Atsu, and Erika does a phenomenal job of portraying Atsu and making us feel like we are in this journey with her. We are in her shoes. It does a phenomenal job of doing that. Sucker Punch did a phenomenal job of making this game look beautiful, sound beautiful, play beautifully, and just making it feel like we are in the Edo period of Japan, making us feel like we are in this era of Japan. The world feels lived in, everything about it feels so immersive, and I love everything about it. Again, this game does the best job of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It just layers a little bit on top of each thing. Ghost of Yotei was an incredible experience and so much fun to play, and just a great game overall. The ending is so impactful and so gratifying and challenging too. The formula of the Ghost series, made by Sucker Punch with the gameplay, the acknowledgement, and the honor it gives to old Kurosawa films, has been perfected. And I don't know where they can go from here, but I would love to see another game in the Ghost franchise. I do know that in interviews after the game has come out, Sucker Punch has been in talks about maybe bringing back some old franchises, like the Sly franchise. Or maybe Infamous, that would be good too. But this game was so much fun. The combat's amazing, which has been perfected. The story is personal, and you feel like you are experiencing the story with Atsu. Erika Ishii, who voices Atsu, does an amazing job in the role of Atsu. The game is so easy to get lost in, to do different side quests and get different collectibles, and it all feels natural. It's not a checklist. You just can go do different things, and you want to pursue the main quest, but all of a sudden you go off to do a side quest, or you go off and there's a random person to rescue, or there's a collectible to go get, or so on and so on and so on. This game was so much fun to play, and I love every part of Ghost of Yotei. And now Sucker Punch has added New Game Plus into Ghost of Yotei, adding harder difficulties, more challenges. You can redo different duels and camps to see how well you did and have different stats to them. There's going to be new armor, new cosmetics, and new charms for Atsu to use in New Game Plus. There's even enhancements to photo mode, where if you want to take beautiful or fun or dramatic pictures in photo mode while playing Ghost of Yotei, they've enhanced it even more. On top of that, they are also later in 2026 is going to be the Ghost of Yotei Legends mode, which is the online mode that was in Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which now they're going to be bringing into Ghost of Yotei, and I'm so excited to see how the Legends mode will be implemented into Ghost of Yotei. Sucker Punch has done a phenomenal job again, just hitting it out of the park, and it was so much fun and so joyful to play. So with that being said, the final verdict for Ghost of Yotei is a 5 out of 5.
The Knight of the Burning Tree deserves a new ending.